Reverend JJ. Here we are. I am the Lotus Lounge. So today is Friday the 13th. Happens to be, I believe, the only Friday the 13th for 2021. So, lots is continuing to unfold throughout this insane upside-down world that we are living in. So, I don't know, I just wanted to come on here, I guess, and share a few things. Feeling a little, thankfully I didn't have to work today, and, whatever, I'm fine. But just in a kind of kind of chill, kind of relaxed, and taking it easy, not taking anything too seriously. So I just wanted to talk about Friday the 13th. And I stumbled across this from mysticalmoon_goddess on IG. And she talks about Friday the 13th and how it is a secret power. So from back in the 14th century, there's been a cover-up. So Friday the 13th is actually good luck, as it's associated with the 13 cycles of the moon in a lunar year. This is why a woman has 13 cycles a year and ovulates on the 13th day. In 1487, free thinking and divine female energy was suppressed and labeled witchcraft by, what's this guy's name? Heinrich? Heinrich? Kind of reminds me of Henry, but Heinrich Kramer, who went forth to burn many healers at the stake due to forced ignorance and a hatred for powerful female leaders. This is why Friday the 13th is actually a spiritual day of enlightenment, divine feminine energy, and healing that should be sacred instead of hated. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I wanted to share that. So we just closed out the Lionsgate portal. That was yesterday, August 12th. So we got some happenings going on in the world. Apparently some people on the 11th did receive the emergency alert system, the emergency broadcast system, and heard it came across on the radio in some areas, on the TV in some areas, and on some phones, and I believe somebody had said Verizon. So then I saw that Google and Apple blocked this message, so who knows? But there's lots of arrests going on around the world, and that James Gunn guy, I don't have the article up in front of me, but I just happened to read earlier, I guess something to do with what, he was like the Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know, director, maybe? I'm not sure. But there's something going on there. And there's some sexual assault allegations. 200 people were arrested in Saudi Arabia. That was just the other day. seeming to be quite a bit arrest going on. There was another, it was, I think, Arizona congressperson got arrested for some type of sexual misconduct. Cuomo is in the news with all these sexual assault things. And yeah, lots happening. So the University of Pittsburgh has some crazy experiments going on that our taxpayers are going towards. So I thought I would share this, and this kind of goes along with one of my other past episodes where I discussed the prices of what organs go for. So let me just share with you what I came across. The United States government attempted to cover up scientific experiments on viable babies with, by far, the most condemning evidence yet and increasing calls for federal investigation. This is what's happening. On Monday, so I don't know, today's the 13th, I don't know what that was, the 9th. So on Monday, the Judicial Watch and the Center for Medical Progress, CMP, released details of $3 million grant that the NIH, the National Institute of Health, gave the University of Pittsburgh to create a fetal tissue hub to dismember and distribute the organs of full-term, you heard me, full-term aborted babies selected by race for inhumane experiments. And if anybody remembers who oversees the funding for the NIH, I think it might be Dr. Fauci. And his wife has some association, which I know I discussed that in another episode too, and I don't remember what that was, but yes. So inhumane experiments going on with the NIH at the University of Pittsburgh. So I'm just going to continue to read to you what I have here. As if that isn't appalling enough, new evidence points to the University of Pittsburgh harvesting organs from born alive babies as a real possibility, meaning the babies would have died while researchers dissected their bodies for kidneys and other organs. The United States Department of Health and Human Services recently handed over the documents thanks to the lawsuit from Judicial Watch filed last year on behalf of the CMP, which is the Center for Medical Progress. When the agency failed to deliver records CMP requested through the Freedom of Information Act. So last month, this group exposed the University of Pittsburgh's work to graft the full thickness scalps of unborn babies onto the backs of rodents. They took scalps of unborn babies onto the backs of rodents in a study funded by Anthony Fauci through the NIAID office. The records released this week reveal this wasn't a one-off incident, unearthing an agreement between the NIH and the university to fully operationalize a grotesque baby organ bank funded by federal taxpayers. As discovered this week, the specific terms of the grant were to develop a pipeline to the acquisition, quality control, and distribution of human babies from all levels of development right up to the age of birth. The University of Pittsburgh's grant application to the NIH requests funding to generate an ongoing resource to fetal tissue from babies 6 to 42 weeks old. 42. Birth is up to 40 weeks, usually. So babies from 6 to 40 weeks old, by establishing itself as the tissue hub and collection site for the GUD-MAP GUD-MAP project. The project supplies researchers across the country with aborted kidneys, bladders, and other organs for experimentation. This series of grants, running from 2005 until May of 2021, proposed that fetal collections can be significantly ramped up from previous years, effectively making the university a base for harvesting and distributing baby tissue. Pittsburgh claims it has been collecting fetal tissue in enormous volumes for more than a decade, including liver, heart, gonads, legs, brain, and kidneys, ureter, like urethra, but ureters, and bladders. In 2015 alone, it distributed over 300 fresh samples collected from 77 cases, and as many as 725 cases the year prior. It's reasonable to assume that this number exponentially increased, since their stated target goal is to have a minimum of 5 cases of tissue per week for ages 6 to 42 weeks. That's at least 1 baby a day. On Wednesday, the University of Pittsburgh's spokesman dodged multiple accusations that the organs of born-alive babies were being harvested, possibly indicating that the federally funded researchers at the university harvested babies' kidneys from their bodies while their hearts were still beating. The spokesman told Fox News the researchers aimed to minimize what scientists call the warm ischemia time, or, in the words of the NIH, the time an organ remains at body temperature after its blood supply has been reduced or cut off. The Pittsburgh spokesman confirmed Wednesday this was in fact the time after tissue was collected and distributed. Ischemia time, he said, refers to the time after the tissue collection procedure and before cooling for storage and transport. The Center for Medical Progress explained this could mean the organs are still receiving blood supply from the fetal heartbeat during tissue collection. This means, the spokesman's quotes affirm the possibility these babies are being delivered alive and killed by the process of organ harvesting. The NIH project admitted it used inducing labor as a procedure, almost surely meaning babies who could survive outside the womb were harvested by a barbaric and illegal late-term abortion method. Pittsburgh outlines what abortion procedures are used to obtain specimens, including dilation and curettage, dilation and evacuation, and labor induction. Physicians attending to mothers who donate the tissue of their aborted child retain the responsibility for determining the procedure to be used for termination of the pregnancy. Given the Pittsburgh's emphasis is on high-quality tissue samples, the likelihood labor induction and partial birth abortion win out as the procedures of choice is high, as organs are usually mutilated through D&C or D&E abortions, but more likely to be preserved intact if the baby is delivered whole. So, yeah, that's it's a little fucked up. So that's something that was going on this week. And there's going to be more of that to come. It's exactly what I was saying. So the onion is continuously being peeled back, and more things of darkness is going to continue to be exposed. So we're looking forward to age of the golden race. In the age of the golden race, the Great Awakening, as we are now ending the 25,900 year cycle known as the precession of the equinox, our solar system crosses the galactic equator and enters into the hyperdimensional dense energy cloud, which increases the vibration of all particles it comes into contact with. This begins activation of our DNA and creates spiritual awakening symptoms across the planet. At this time, our sun has been charging up to release hyperdimensional light, which further accelerates our ascension from a 3D to 5D consciousness, where thoughts manifest quicker and peace, love, and truth begin to reign supreme. Ancient prophecies foretell of this time as the age of the golden race, an era of humanity where those that possess spiritual wisdom will ascend and attain transcendental abilities such as telepathy and ultimately the opportunity to fully activate their 5D light body, thus able to travel multi-dimensionally and leave behind the 3D material plane, returning to source. The great solar flash, high vibrational cosmic energy, causes planetary ascension into 5D. The great solar flash. Every 25,900 years, a great solar flash wipes out all lower vibrational evil energy in our solar system. A new Earth of higher vibrational 5D consciousness is being born. Our sun is expected to flash approximately 2020 to 2030. No negative entities will be able to withstand the new 5D energies of our solar system. To prepare, humanity is asked to meditate and remain in a state of peace, compassion, and forgiveness in service to others. This will maintain our collective consciousness in a positive vibration that's required for entering into the harmonious 5D timeline during the great solar flashes. The new Earth we have been envisioning comes true. So this is what we are looking forward to. This shift in consciousness. This is the golden age. And this is where all of this evil that is coming to surface will be destroyed. It makes me think of have you ever watched anybody that was, having an exorcism done or was possessed? I may have even said this in another episode, I'm not sure. I just mentioned this to my kid the other night, and it's so cool because he's finally starting to kind of see through this bullshit, so I'm glad that his eyes are being opened. But I don't really know what the heck I was just saying. I lost my train of thought. But we're shifting in this consciousness. And this is important to stay in that vibration. Oh, the exorcism. So when you are trying to rid somebody, the host of the demon, and you see that person at the end, right before the demon is removed and taken out, the thing goes all crazy, lashes out, thrashing around all over the place, just having a complete and utter freak out. And that's what we're seeing happening right now. So the movie is still playing out. And I'm telling you, this is still a movie that we are watching. And this whole ridiculousness with the government thinking that they can mandate all of this stuff. And I'm going to reiterate that a mandate isn't a law. And these aren't laws. So whatever. But they're pulling out all the stunts. Like they're putting on all the pressure because they're hoping that people will concede and, obey and do as they're told. So, I'm not giving into this, and I'm doing my very best to stay strong for my boys. And my one kid is going to likely be doing some classes. It's his senior year in college. And he's probably going to be doing some courses at the campus. And was a little uneasy about all of that. And I talked with him about, standing in his conviction and staying strong and not being bullied into doing something. So, gotta stay in that high vibration. So I wanted to share some stuff on frequencies and how I didn't even know this. I just kind of stumbled across this, so I thought this was pretty cool. So I wanted to share this too, but the frequency of the planets. So Neptune, the frequency is 211.44 hertz. And that assists in lucid dreaming and reveals unconscious thoughts. Venus, 207.36 hertz, brings about universal harmony, calmness, and good moods. Wait, did I say Uranus? Okay, Neptune, 211.44 hertz. Uranus, 207.36 hertz. Universal harmony, calmness, good moods. Saturn, 147 and 85 hertz. So 147.85 hertz. enhances concentration, karmic connections, and brings structure and order. The planet of Jupiter, the frequency is 183.58 hertz and works towards success, growth, creative power, and generosity. Mars, frequency is 147.72 hertz and assists with energy, humor, strength, and focus of will. Earth, 7.83 hertz. Memory, rejuvenation, balance, tolerance, and grounding. Venus, 221.23 hertz. Beauty, love, sexuality, sensuality, and harmony. And Mercury, 141.27 hertz. Speech, control, to study aid, and assists with confidence. So some other healing frequencies that can be used for meditation. 963 hertz connects to source. 528 hertz is a DNA repair. 852 hertz awakens intuition. 639 hertz heals relationships. 396 hertz releases fear. 174 hertz is pain relief. 285 hertz heals tissue. 417 hertz clears negative emotion. 741 hertz cleans cells. And 432 hertz is the connection to the heartbeat of the universe. So, keep your vibe high. I am in control of the way that I respond to every obstacle that I encounter. I trust in my resourcefulness, my persistence, and my creativity as I chart my own course. I am proud of every step forward that I take. I believe in myself, even when I stumble. Listen to yourself. Follow your intuition. Your intuition is a result of data being processed faster than your conscious mind can comprehend. It picks up on subtle cues that you're not aware of, such as body language, to assist in drawing conclusions about your surroundings. The primary way to strengthen intuition and distinguish it from paranoia is to, first of all, use it. And second, continue to build your own self-awareness. Over time, as you become more in tune with your feelings and who you are, you'll be able to master your intuition and use it widely. From spiritual vision. So there's still a lot happening. And there's still a lot more to come. I'm still working on my continuation of a collection of videos for meditation, mudras, mantras, and I'm constantly updating that, and we'll be working on that again this weekend. Plan to just do 1 or 2 videos every weekend, and 52 weeks in the year. I mean, we're obviously over halfway there, but I'm just going to keep adding to it. So there is a monthly subscription if you are interested, and you can check out all of my information and connect with me through my website, jjlotustherapy.com. And it's Friday, and I'm going to tap into my divine feminine, do some meditation. I'm always doing healing frequencies and tackling that subconscious mind and subconscious programming. So I'm here to be of service. I am the lotus. I come from the mud, delving deep into the darkness, coming out into the light. Namaste.